Hello everyone, welcome to Crystal Eclipse. My name is Jessica. In this video, we'll be asking the cards how your family will react to your future spouse. And this will be family in general, including very, very close friends. I do have previous videos on how your parents will react to them, but this one is like the overall picture of how your family and close friends will react. So I have 4 stacks for you all today. Starting over here, we have a wishbone, a key, a rose, and lastly a ring. So choose whichever stack or stacks call out to you and we will get started. You can check the description box or the comment section for timestamps if you'd like to skip directly to the stack or stacks you've chosen. Starting with the first stack and the wishbones. Our first card is the 8 of Wands. The second card is the Empress, Beauty and Abundance. And lastly, we have Higher Power. These two cards on the side are very similar. This first card with the 8 of Wands, that's very intense. And this other card with the Higher Power, it's very calm. And I would say that this is really the sort of mindset that your family goes through and your close friends go through when they meet this person. With this first card here in the 8 of Wands, I would lean more toward you either having been in a previous relationship that was serious, that sort of ended with you having your heart broken, and your family saw that. If you haven't been in a previous relationship, I would lean more toward this card representing their sort of hesitation toward letting somebody in because they're worried about how your first relationship will be. So this is your family right here being overprotective of you. This is your family and your friends. They are there to protect your heart. They don't want you to get hurt. They don't want to let people in that might damage you. And it seems like rather than being rude, rather than being like mean or anything, they're not going to be anything bad. They just won't be like fully embracing of this person immediately, and you'll sense that. And I don't think this person will mind that. Your future spouse will be very understanding of that sort of apprehension of letting them get close. I would say that the first meeting, the first initial reaction to when they meet, there's nothing negative, and I really want to lean on that. There's nothing negative. They're just waiting to see how things play out. Of course, when you first meet them, they're not going to know this is your future spouse. They're going to think this is just some random person that can end up hurting you or breaking up with you quickly. But of course, long term, this is going to be your future spouse. But when they first meet, it's more of a keep your distance kind of meeting. And I would say that goes for everyone. So if it was a previous relationship, I would say that they saw you get hurt so bad within that previous relationship, and they saw the way that you reacted, the way that that person sort of built up your hopes, but then like everything came crashing down in a way that left you very, very impacted in a negative way by that relationship, and they're trying to prevent that again from happening. If you haven't been in a relationship, it's more that they're hoping that your first relationship goes so well that they're just trying to just keep the emotion out of it. That way that if they don't get connected with this person, if they don't get attached to this person, then sort of like neither will you. They feel like if they stay standoffish, you'll stay standoffish. But we see the Empress card coming in, and the Empress card represents somebody who has a lot of knowledge, has been through a lot, pain, happiness, just everything you can imagine. But they're very calm. So I would say this is representing after that first meeting. And this is like right after, like the conversations that you have once they've left. I would say a voice of reason comes in here. And this could be like a grandmother, a mother, a good friend, but somebody that comes in with a calmness that's able to unite everybody and say, you know what, let's just see how this goes. Let's hope for the best. Let's not stay negative. We'll take this one day at a time, one step at a time, and hopefully everything will work out. We see a very positive image here. We see beauty and abundance, happiness, everything that is positive going to. We also see a very beautiful scenery in the background and surrounding this rabbit here. It's a very positive card here. So I would say that this is a very important conversation that comes after you first meet them. One that really has everybody sort of grounded again, your friends, your family, everybody that's really close to you. Then we have higher power here, and I think higher power is the representation of this reaction, the way that they'll embrace this person, the way that they'll treat this person. This is them allowing the universe to just take control over it. If you're religious, if you believe in whoever you believe in, this is your family putting their faith in that person, in that being, to sort of guide you toward the best relationship and happiness in the future. So I'd say that overall, even though it starts off a little bit hesitant, even though there's like that standoffish nature about your family and friends, I would say that this person's voice of reason really unites everyone and allows everybody to come to the conclusion that you need to just let it progress. They can't control you, they can't tell you what to do. They need to hope that this is the right relationship and not hinder its advancement. So that's what I'm seeing with this first step. The reaction is just more standoffish. They're really trying to prevent you from being hurt and from anything in the past repeating itself or anything negative coming from this. I would say that it's not a negative feeling. It's not going to be a toxic environment. It won't be a very high tension environment. You're not going to feel like uncomfortable. And I would say that your future spouse is very much aware of what's going on, and they understand it. So don't think that they'll be uncomfortable either. I would say it's just more like it's going to take some time for them to embrace this person, just to protect you. But with higher power coming in at the end, I would say that the result is very positive, because we do have such a positive, light, optimistic card at the end. So that's what I'm seeing with how your family will react to your future spouse and the first step. Starting with our second step and the key, we have the Sun, the Three of Feathers, release and recovery, and lastly, mending. So I'll say starting off, we have this wonderful card. We have the Sun, which means like all brightness, all positivity, all things that are good are going to really come your way. So I would say that this is going to be a great meeting. But I would focus on there being very few people in this picture. And I would say that's because you really want the first person that this person meets, your future spouse meets, to be one specific person. And I'm sure like when I say that, you know exactly who that is. There's one person that's incredibly special to you that you want to introduce your future spouse to first. They're like the major person in your life. This could be your friend, this could be your mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, anybody, but whoever it is, it's somebody very close. And it's going to really only be a few people. I would say it's not a big gathering. You don't want to overwhelm this person. But this person is really excited when they meet them, and they'll know it's serious because you're introducing them to this person. Right, so they'll be aware. And I would say that this is going to be a great meeting. They're going to be so positive. They're going to really just adore this person. It's going to be non-stop compliments from them, and they're just going to just repeatedly tell you how happy they are that you finally met somebody that is really just picture perfect. So that first meeting with that first person that is very special to you is going to go incredibly well. We then see these two other cards with recovery and mending. And this to me says relationships that you have. And I would lean to this stack being relationships that suffered in the past. And this could be relationships that suffered due to previous relationships. Maybe there were people that you sort of pushed away when you were in previous relationships, or people pushed you away when you were in previous relationships because they didn't like the person that you were with. This scenario just seems like there are some relationships that sort of fell apart or got a little distant. But I would say with this person coming in, what's really great about them is we see these two cards with release, recovery, letting go, moving forward, and then mending, allowing those people that sort of got pushed away, that the relationships that sort of fell apart, to come back together. This person coming into your life is really going to allow you to reach out to people. And I would say that this person is really going to encourage you to contact people that you might not have contacted in a while, to maybe unite people, bring people together. So I'd say when it comes to the first big gathering where this person meets multiple people, so I would say like maybe a holiday whether it's religious or not religious, maybe like a national holiday or a religious holiday. It could just be a big event, or maybe just something that your family likes to do, or a birthday. Whatever it is, the first big gathering, I would say that this person has or will encourage you to invite people that maybe you haven't talked to this event. And that's where you'll be able to rebuild these relationships. Talk to people that you hadn't talked to in years, and this person will be a very positive impact. So everybody's really going to enjoy having this person around. Everybody's going to respond to this person incredibly well, because we see these two cards with mending and recovery and being able to move forward. I would leave previous relationships out of this card or this stack. It doesn't really seem like it's important when it comes to this. It seems more like your friends and your family, those really special people, the people that you were very close to and maybe let slip away during past relationships. These people will come back into your life in a very positive way, in a very like happy way, where you'll almost, you've forgotten how special they were to you, how important they were. So overall with this stack, what I'm leaning toward is that first meeting with somebody, it's just going to be like one-on-one. There's not going to be many people there. It might be a couple, but I'm like less than 5 people. It's a very small gathering, so that those really important people can meet this person and get to know them. Everybody's really going to like them. I see like no issues here. Everybody's going to react to this person incredibly well and embrace them. They're really going to like this person. When it comes to meeting other people, I would say it's going to probably be at a larger gathering and with people that you haven't had a lot of contact with. But it's really going to help rebuild relationships, mend relationships, and reunite people. So if there's anybody right now that you're thinking of that you haven't spoken to in a while, or there's somebody that you really like to get in touch with, or maybe just somebody that you're in touch with but you're not as close to as you used to be, know that this person coming into your life will sort of rebuild what you've lost in the past. So really overall, this person seems to make a good first impression, and has almost like their personality, who they are, like just up front. Everybody knows what kind of person they are, and they're a very good person. They're very open to others, very embracing of others. So it won't be like a conflict. They won't feel embarrassed or awkward about meeting these people. I see just like overall, this is going to be a really smooth first meeting. But I would say stick to only a few people. I would lean away from that first meeting being in a large gathering. They probably won't feel that comfortable with that, but know that people really will embrace this person entirely, just because they seem like a very positive person. So that's what I'm seeing with this second stack and the key. Starting with our third stack and the rose. Our first card is the 9 of Pentacles. Our second card is the 4 of Crystals, Control and Security. And lastly, we have the Tribe. So with this first card here, we see the 9 of Pentacles. And she's sort of walking down this road, or this field, with this bird on her arm, almost showing off, like, look at what I have, look at what I've accomplished, look who I've found. And I really want to say that that's how you introduce this person to those who are important to you. You say, look at this, I finally found somebody that matches me. I found somebody that works, somebody who is a representation of everything that I've wanted. And people can really see that. And I would say, like, you can see this card, the flowers are sort of leaning in here. So sort of looking at this and sort of embracing this person and the path that they're on. And I would say that that's really the reaction that you get from your family and your friends. They're looking at you, and I would say that when you introduce them to this person, they will never have seen you happier. This is really going to show them that, like, this is the person that you've really waited for. So I would say when it comes to this card, this is to show you that this person, you will know that you found the right person when you meet this one. This person is really like everything you could have hoped for, and they really complement you incredibly well, and everybody will see this. And when you meet people, when you introduce them to this person, it it seems like everybody will see that. Everybody will be completely aware of that. And I'll say, even though it seems like there's a lot of flowers, right? So it might be like there's a lot of spectators, there's a lot of people there when you introduce them to your family and your friends. I would say that it's not necessarily that there's a lot of people there. It's going to be a smaller gathering, but still, I would say like probably 5 to 10 people, but very, very close people. Your closest friends, your close family, people that are very important, because you really want those people to see them. You want them to see this person and know that like you're incredibly happy with them. With this card, it also represents sort of everything that you've hoped for manifesting. And we see security within the second card of the Four of Crystals. Security really ties in there with that, like having everything you'd hope for, but also working hard to get to where you're at. So it's not like it just fell into your hands. This is hard work, but it's like you're finally reaching it. There's a pride that you'll feel during this first meeting, during the time that you introduce them to these people, and they'll see that. They'll really be able to see how like sincerely happy you are, how proud you are of not only finding this person, but of where you're at in life. I see when you meet this person, it's really going to be the time that you need to meet them. That moment when you meet, it's sort of like everything has come full circle. Everything has been completed. So it's like the last thing that you were waiting for. You have like a good job, you've completed school, you've done everything you've wanted to do, but that one thing is missing, and I see them coming in exactly at the perfect timing. When the Four of Crystals comes in, though, we also see control here and security, or alongside security. And I would say that controlling the situation is also proving to these people around you that you know what you're doing. So I would say that's an important aspect within this card. If there's been a previous relationship, well, maybe they thought that you didn't know what you were doing, or they thought that you weren't taking it serious, or you said it was serious, but they said it wasn't. You know, if there was more of like a young, childlike love before this one, or if you've made decisions in the past that they don't feel were right. You know, if they don't feel like you were being enough of an adult about things. I would say that don't worry in this situation, because they're really going to see that with this, that you really are making wise choices. You know what you're doing. You're not just going out finding somebody and just like saying, well, we're getting married. They will see serious intent within this meeting and within this relationship. The last card here is the Tribe, and the Tribe is representing family. So I would say of all cards to get, this is probably the best card within any deck to get, because it's representing embracing and allowing this person to come in, and that's really what this stack is all about. The way that they will react to this person. They will fully embrace this person. They will love this person just as much as you love them. They will allow them in just as much as you allow them in. They will fully make this person a part of the family. They will be so happy with who you've met, how kind they are, the way that they treat you, the relationship that you two have, everything about it. They will just be so happy that there's no hesitation when it comes to this meeting. And I would say that goes for everyone. Everybody's very embracing of this person. They might have seen some mistakes that you made in the past, or they might have said you've made mistakes in the past, but know that there will be a change in their behavior and their response to this person. This will be a very positive meeting, and they will really see that you've grown like an incredible amount with this. They really will like this person. So don't worry with this stack. This is really going to be quite a positive reaction when it comes to this person. They're really going to see how proud you are of all you've accomplished, and this person, like how happy you are with this person. So that's what I'm seeing with this third stack and the Rose. Starting with our last stack and the Ring. Our first card is the Ace of Pentacles. Next we have the Knight of Feathers, Action and Focus. And lastly we have Between Worlds. So you have this first card here, the Ace of Pentacles, a very positive card. A card representing a lot of opportunity. But with this deck, I would lean more toward this representing the two of you, right? We see two objects here. We see a pentacle and we see a cape. And I would say that that's really you and your future spouse. At first, when you look at it, you think there's nothing in common, right? There's nothing that's similar about the two. And I would say that that's how your family and friends react. They're like, why this person? Why you two? This does not go together. This is not going to be successful. This is very odd. You two don't fit. But the longer they look, right, the longer you're together, the longer that this interaction goes on for, this first meeting, the more they see where it is that you two fit together. So we look at this and we're like, it's a coin and a cake. Where do they have their similarities? But when we look at it, we intensely, like we focus on it, we see that they're both round, right? They're both decorated in a very similar manner. We both see the center decoration, the ring around the outside, the almost points going on in each shape, right? We see that there's a lot in common, but even though it may be like certain things that are incredibly different, the important things are what you two have in common, and the personalities really go together well. And the longer that your family talks to this person, the more they see that this person really completes you. They're different from you. Like, you might be the outgoing type where they're more introverted, or you might be one that doesn't like to argue. Well, they're the argumentative type. There could be a lot of differences going on here, but you complete each other, you balance each other out. You're able to bring out the best in them, and they're able to bring out the best in you. And we see that represented again with Between Worlds. We see it being the same image, right? But one side's sort of muted in color, while the other one is really saturated. And I would say that that's a continuation. It's the same picture. It's the same image. They're just subtle differences. It doesn't make it that big of a difference, because when it comes down to it, they still fit together. And that's what everybody's going to see. Although at the beginning they might think like, this is not going to work. Who is this person? Why did you bring this person here? I don't want to meet them. I would say really fast, within like a couple of hours, just a few conversations, they really start seeing why this person goes well with you and why it is that you two fit together. These two cards coming in, although they might seem odd, right? They might not seem like they're the best cards to pull within this stack or within this question. You know, when we're asking how will they react, I would say that this is a very positive stack, because it's showing you that even though it might not be the person that they expected, they might not be aware that this is the person that you're bringing over, or they might just be sort of used to some other type that you've dated in the past. If you have had previous relationships, they won't be happy once they get to know this person. They will really like this person. With Knight of Feathers, action and focus, we see that intent, right? We see something that is more than just whimsy. We don't see where you're acting foolish. We don't see where there's no thought put into this. And I would say that that's really important here, because it might be in other cases where people meet somebody and they're like, you're just, you know, being with somebody random. You didn't put any thought into this. But they can tell with your personality type that this is not just somebody, right? This is not somebody off the street. This is not just somebody that you've met and now you're in love with and now everything's going to be happy. They know that you've really thought about this, and they can tell that this person is really completing you. This person is really helping you become a better person. You two are growing together, and you two are moving toward that stage of marriage. They can see that this is a long-term relationship when they meet this person, and they can tell it's not just like a simple, really 2-month relationship. They can really see the intent and the thought that's put into being with this person, and they can see that even though you don't necessarily match when initially, right, like on the front side of things, when they first meet them, they think that you don't match, but after they get to know them, they're honestly going to be incredibly shocked by how well you two meet together. They aren't going to be expecting such a good match between people. Let's say when it comes to this meeting, it might be that they're sort of hesitant, or they're not quite expecting this person, so they don't know how to react. And that's what I would say. They don't really know how to react when it comes to this person. But as soon as you all get to talking and everybody starts opening up, they really understand what it is you see in this person when you meet them and when you introduce them to your family. But with this deck, I would say that it seems like it's really going to be a good meeting. It doesn't seem like any negativity. I think it's more that they're just sort of shocked by who it is. So that's what I've seen with this fourth stack and the ring. Those are all the stacks that I have for you all today. I hope that you were able to find a stack that resonated with you or provided you with answers that you were looking for. If you weren't able to find a stack that resonated with you, maybe there's another video near this video or like on the side of this video that you're meant to watch that will help you with your journey. If there are any questions you would like asked in a future pick a card video, feel free to leave them in the comments section. I really hope you all are doing well and staying healthy and positive. Thank you so much for taking in the time of your day to watch this video. Please have a wonderful day, week, and year. Bye bye.